Hello guys, it's Sakura Sky here, and welcome back to another video. So ages ago, I made this Danganronpa video where I said one thing I like and dislike about each character, so you can probably get a gist of who I really like and who I really dislike. But I thought I would make a little tier list. So the categories I have, going from, best to worst, is Chef's Kiss, pretty good, decent, tolerable, why, and then get in the bin. This is all merely my own opinion. I may have some favorites that you hate, and I may dislike some characters that you absolutely adore. I will be given some reasoning. But without further ado, let's just start really. So I have Akane. Where do I put Akane? I think Akane is tolerable. I don't hate her, but she does really just feel like a copy of Asahina, you know? And that's all I really think about when I think of her character. That she's sexualized and she likes meat. Um, Her like little friendship with Nekomaru is actually like adorable, but overall as a character, I don't think I could put her any higher than tolerable. Next we have Angie. Where is Angie gonna go? She is going there. Um Before I probably would have put her in get in the bin. Um because of the whole cult thing. I'm not really a huge fan. I don't really know what else to add. Like, I know she did it for the benefit of the group, but in terms of just everything, I don't know. I was not too fond, I guess. Next we have Asahina. So Asahina is actually gonna go in pretty good. So you might be thinking, oh, but if I said Akane is just a replica of Asahina, why is Akane a lot lower? Because Asahina is the original. You know, like the first time seeing her character, I loved her, whatever. Her friendship with Sakura was just adorable. So I really do love her relationship with Sakura, and especially in the fourth class trial when basically she tried to askew the class trial to get everyone to vote for her, so everybody would like go down for mistreating her. That was such like a sweet sentiment, and it's still like annoying while you're playing it 'cause you're like, what's happening, but realizing after is actually quite cute. So I don't see any other reason to put her lower. Next we have Togami, Chef's Kiss. I'm usually not really a person that likes those sort of characters. Usually the like arrogant, pompous people I would put and get in the bin. But I just like the way he had that sort of character development and growth throughout the first game. You know, he was a bit and then he became like really likable. Um so yeah, I don't know. The only thing I would maybe put him a bit lower for is in the second um like I don't know, I don't want to call it the class trial, but you know where he like hung up Chihiro's body in like that weird way. That was a bit cruel. Um but no, especially just seeing his development through the first game and then through like the anime later, you know, it was quite nice to see. Next we have Celeste. So I played Danganronpa years ago, like the first one years ago. I think I played it in like 2015, and before I would have done that, I'd have been like, I love Celeste, Chef's Kiss, moi, brilliant, everything about her. But now that like I've grown up and I've like replayed them, I still love her, don't get me wrong. But her class trial is one of the worst in the game. And I say that like hand on heart. It was just not great. She didn't act like her character. Like, she could gamble, keep poker faces, and all that because, you know, her ultimate talent. Yet, throughout this trial, she lost composure so easily, and the actual trial itself was easy. It wasn't that hard of a crime to solve, I guess. So, I still love her character, and I love how, like, fierce she is and feisty. So, do I put her in pretty good or decent? I think I might put her in decent. Because I also, like, I think her character design just gives her bonus points for me, and I shouldn't really do that. Or do I? It is my video. Do I want to give them points for character design? I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Next we have Chiaki. Um so in terms of the actual like game, I'm putting her intolerable. I am not a big fan of her actually in the second game, and I know I might get a lot of hate for saying that. I know a lot of people like would like just absolutely love her. But for me, Chiaki, I love her a lot more in the anime because she's more real. And I guess in the game, she is just this AI person. And she just felt like a bit 2D, literally. She was really 2D. And just the way she had like all the answers every time and things, I'm not a big fan of. But then her like little bit at the end before she got executed was actually really sweet. But I feel like before watching the anime I would have put her in pretty good, but then now watching it, I don't know, a tolerable for me. Next we have Chihiro. I don't know, where do I put him? I'm gonna put him in decent. There's not much I hate about him, not much I can say I love about him either. I just think he's a little sweet boy, and the AI thing that he made for everyone was really cute. Overall, though, like, when I think favorite Danganronpa characters, I don't really go to Chihiro, you know? Like, I just have so many other characters I picture more. I was definitely sad when I saw that he was the one that, you know, got I don't know, I don't want to say the word because YouTube, but you know, got unalived, shall we say. Especially for such a stupid reason. We'll get onto Iwata soon, but it was such a stupid reason why. Um, so yeah, I'll put him in decent. Next we have Baby Gangsta. I absolutely love him. I love Fuyuhiko. I love his character arc. I really love the way he like properly repented on his actions. Granted, he went a bit crazy and took his eye out. Which I thought was a bit stupid because not stupid on his side, but stupid in terms of like nobody spoke to him until he did that. Like nobody was actually gonna forgive him. No, he didn't. He didn't take his eye out. The eye was from Peko execution. No, he tried to do seppuku, did he not? So I haven't played these games in years, so it's like I'm really trying to rack my brains. Either way, if it was his eye or his stomach, it was just sad that he felt like he had to get to that point, you know? But no, his character development, character art, little baby gangsta. No, I love him. He's probably my favorite character from the second game. Next we have Gonta. Gonta has to go in pretty good. Gonta's just a little sweet boy, but he very much got manipulated by, Kokichi and sometimes others around him. And really, I do love him, but I was so sad to see the outcome of the fourth trial in V3. However, I think we all kind of knew it was gonna be Gonta because of the little, what is it called, like pattern Danganronpa seems to go through. The fourth trial is always something to do with the muscular character, and his execution was brutal. Which I also didn't like because the monocubs kept stealing, like, the I don't want to say limelight because it is an execution, but you know what I mean. Which is one thing I actually am not a big fan of V3 for. Why do I care about these monocubs? Why do I care about, I don't even remember their names, the red one and the pink one having a baby? I don't know why. Anyway, next is Gundam. I'm gonna put Gundam in decent. I think he's pretty decent. So I think Gundam's actually quite a little cute, sweet character. Like, he's very quirky. And I love his ultimate talent, because I love animals and his little hamsters. I think they're called, like, the 4 Dark Divas of Destruction. And I love the way he sacrificed himself because in the, what was it, like the Grape Strawberry House is worst class trial, by the way. Actually, yeah, Gundam, you made the worst class trial ever. I hated that one. It was so hard. But no, if they didn't like unalive someone, they wouldn't get food, and then they would all end up, becoming unalive. So he took on the role of unaliving someone to get out, and he thought that unaliving Nekomaru as a robot wouldn't really count, as unaliving someone. Let's have a little counter of how many times I said unalive there. So no, I really like how he sacrificed himself, and once he was caught, he was just kind of like, yeah, it was me. Next, we have Hajime Hinata. Where do I put him? Again, if this was younger me, he would go there, without a doubt. But now, like, I still love him. He's quite a quirky protagonist, especially when you see Naegi and then Hinata. Like, they are very different. I guess because there is more mystery surrounding Hinata, so to others he is the better protagonist. In my heart, Naegi's number one. Naegi's my favorite Danganronpa character in the whole franchise, so if that answers your question. So Hinata, now, I don't really know. I haven't thought about him. This is maybe gonna make people angry at me. Danganronpa 2 is probably my least favorite Danganronpa game out of the 3. So my first favorite is Trigger Happy Havoc because it's the OG, it's the original. I love it. I love it. And then V3 is my second favorite because I just love all the new mechanisms and things. Like, what's that game called? The debate scram? Is that what it's called? I love that one. And yeah, and I guess, major spoiler, I don't really like the second game after watching the anime, just realizing that none of it was really real and they're all just alive anyway. I don't know, it just made the whole second game feel a bit like, why then? And a less detachment, knowing that not everybody's actually becoming unalive, So I guess there is that. But I just went a whole little rampage there. I could probably make a video about why why it's my least favorite game. I don't know. But no, that is my reasoning. And Hinata is quite a good protagonist, so I'm gonna put him in decent. But I don't think he is pretty good. I don't know. That's my opinion. Maybe I could be persuaded to put him in pretty good, but for now it's decent. Next is Hifumi. I'm not even thinking about that one. Get in the bin. You are just ugh. Like kidnapping Chihiro's AI, falling in love, you know, even being easily persuaded by Celeste to unalive, almost at the K word there, to unalive Ishimaru. Like, no. I'm not even gonna spend that much time. No. Next we have Himiko. I'm gonna put Himiko in tolerable. I kind of want to put her higher though, and I don't know why. I guess it's because I did like her little character arc as well. But I just can't get over Trial too. The way that she just wouldn't give up her magic trick, so the culprit almost got away with it. And that is like the biggest thing I think of, or the way she treated Tenko when she was obsessed with Angie. I get she did have a character growth and she felt really sorry and whatnot. So that's why I kind of want to maybe move her up to decent. But no, I do like her. I do like her. I need to stop thinking what position should I put these characters in to make the audience, you guys, like me. I should stop thinking that, because I want to personally maybe put her in decent, but then I feel like people are going to get angry that she's higher than Chiaki. It's my list, I have to keep thinking that. Next is Hiyoko. She has to get in the bin. The way she bullied everyone, basically, like, it wasn't even just bullying, it was actually like pretty harsh things she was saying. And I don't know, the scene where she just cries because she can't put on the like yukata by herself, or kimono, because Mahiru is not there anymore. I guess it could have been seen as sad, but I was just thinking the whole time, this is karma. So, next is Ibuki. Okay, you're. Oh no, sorry. I would love to put you in Chef's Kiss, but you are pretty good. So she was actually my favorite character in the beginning, but then, you know, Fuyuhiko kind of took that over. Like in the second game, I mean. Ibuki is genuinely just, I don't know, like the comic relief of the second game. I love her character, I love how bold and boisterous she is. But I'm not gonna lie, the way that she got unalived, actually, like, I think to others there probably are more gruesome scenes, but for me that is genuinely probably the most gruesome unaliving one I've seen. Not execution, I just mean actual victim. Does that make sense? So that actually like broke my heart, and I remember first time I played it, as soon as I saw it, I had to put the game down for a couple of days to recuperate, because that was crazy. And I've never really had to do that in a game, because I'm quite, I don't know, how do I say this without sounding cocky? I'm quite mentally strong, I guess, but that scene, no, it got to me. So, fuck you, Mikan. But no, Ibuki, especially because Ibuki was such a sweet, innocent person. Like, I think that's maybe what broke my heart more as well. So, yeah, Ibuki's pretty good, pretty good. Next, we have Junko. Now, Junko is so controversial, because realistically, here, get in the bin, but she's such a good antagonist as well that it's kind of like chef's kiss. So I don't know where to put her. Like, I hate everything that she's done, but then we wouldn't have Danganronpa without her, you know? That's why it's like, in the anime, oh no, no, I did not like her. So, I feel like she has to go in Chef's Kiss, doesn't she? Realistically, she does, because she was just such a good character, such a good mastermind. I can't really put her anywhere else. Next, we have Kaede. Oh, Kaede. I'm gonna put Kaede in decent, mainly because we didn't really like see much of her. I remember thinking, oh my god, wow, finally, the first female protagonist. I know people are gonna say, oh, but Komaru was a protagonist. No, she doesn't count. Not in an actual like Danganronpa game, if you know what I mean. And then she got wiped out like that. Her execution was very hard to watch as well. Because it was just so emotional, sad, and I guess like I was really like hooked though because the whole like plot twist, it was just like, oh my god, that's incredible. And they even wrote it into the dialogue while you're playing as her, so it just sounds so simple, but she's actually planning, you know, an unalive thing. So no, she is a pretty decent character. It's just she didn't last long. That's why she can't go any higher in my opinion. Next we have Kaito. I'm gonna put Kaito in pretty good. No, actually I don't want to put Kaito in pretty good. I'm gonna put him in decent. Because the reason why is he is very like ignorant to a lot of things. Like Ryoma's depression, he just kind of said, well, man up buddy, it's not that deep. And then he basically also said the same thing to Shuichi about Kaede's like death, I guess. And it is a bit not great, but I did also like him for kind of forming, you know, the Maki, Shuichi, Kaito unit, and he did really give them hope eventually. So I can't hate him, but he's not the best character, but he is written to be very human though, because again, nobody's perfect. And I do actually really love his execution as like one final fuck you to Monokuma. So that was honestly the execution, chef's kiss, but him himself, I'm putting him in decent. Next we have Soda. I'm gonna put Soda in decent. I feel like there's gonna be so many people in decent. And the reason why is because, yeah, how am I gonna... Soda, to me, he's not pretty good, but he's also just more than tolerable. The only reason he's not in pretty good is this weird obsession with Sonya. But he is still just like a sweet character in general, and he cares about everyone a lot. So I physically don't know where else I would put him. Next we have my baby boy Kibo. He's going in pretty good. Again, I feel like he didn't really last long, and I know that sounds weird considering he made it to the 6th class trial, but he still didn't feel like he lasted too long. And the reason why I'm saying that is because he didn't really, like, he's a robot, right? You think he would be a big plot point, but he really wasn't, not until him self-destructing. And you think he would use a lot of his abilities during the game, but he really didn't. I swear the only thing that happened is his like recording feature about the 1st class trial of who came in and out of the library. I think that's what it was. Oh no, that was Miyu with the cameras. I don't remember then. Maybe he used something. But no, he just didn't feel like a big plot point, and that, I don't know, it was a bit sad. Like, his whole character was just being bullied by Kokichi, and that was kind of it. I still love him though, because he just looks like a robot Naegi, you know what I mean? And he's just adorable. I really wish he didn't have to self destruct. Next, we have Kirumi. I almost forgot her name there. Kirumi, I'm gonna put her in Y actually, and I have a good reason for this. Her execution, best in the game. There's no doubt about it. But the reason I'm putting her in Y is because her whole character was being a maid. I get that is her special talent, but surely there's more to her than that. And then it came up the big reveal, like, oh, she's the prime minister, she's this, and that. But then why was it very much just like sprung upon us? I'm the prime minister. I'll give you no reason why. I'll never show my intelligence, and I will never tell you guys like actually anything about me. She was just a very bland character. Like, I want to know why she became a maid. What was it about that she liked? What else is she even about, you know? And I don't know. She just feels like a very 2D character. So that's why she's been put in Y. Next, we have Ishimaru. I'm gonna put Ishimaru in pretty good. I love Ishimaru. I love his whole boy monitor vibes. I really do like him, and the only thing that really devastates me is that he was not a survivor because of his old arc with, like, you know, Chihiro and Owada, and he becomes like Super Saiyan. So I don't understand why they like unalived him off, if that makes sense. He really should have been the survivor because it would have been such a cool arc. And I don't know why they didn't decide to do that, but he's going in pretty good. Next is oh, I thought that was Shuichi. Oh, I can only see like their little heads. I thought that was Shuichi. To be fair, I'm putting Kokichi in Chef's Kiss as well. I love his little ratty attitude. I love just his little, like, I don't know, bullshit. Does that make sense? His little bullshits, his bullshit lies. I know what I mean. I think he's really quirky again, and I don't know. Again, I usually don't like characters like him. I really don't. But in a way, he just seemed to do it in such a loving way. Does that make sense? Like, he does bullshit things, but you can't help but like him. And especially like I need to stop saying like. I've realized I keep saying it, but especially in his trial, or at least when, you know, he got unalived, but we didn't know if it was Kaito or Kokichi in the robot. That was really sentimental because Kokichi was kind of like, I'm doing this for you guys, but also to say fuck you, Monokuma, and also to just rig the game, because if we don't know who's actually dead and who's alive, then womp womp, buddy. So yeah, he's endearing. That's the word, he's endearing. Next we have this dude. What's his name again? Like, his is the only name in the entire franchise I can never remember. Is it like Kazuhi? Not Kazuhi. Kyoko? It starts with a K, let me look. Korikyo, that's his name. Well, incest. Need I say more? I'm not even gonna explain more, and I know people are gonna probably be like, but that's not all of his character. No, I'm not into it. Next we have Kirigiri. Kirigiri's going in Chef's Kiss. She's like the first like best boy, well, best girl, sorry. And she was just such an endearing character, seeing her go from like stone cold to really like warm and opening up Naegi and telling him all of her secrets. and actually telling him everything she kept figuring out. It was really endearing, and I don't know, I really do like Kirigiri. When I think of Danganronpa, I think of Nagi, Kirigiri. They're like the original like duo, if you know what I mean. And she just always helped during the class trials, which I appreciated. And I I don't know, I can't put her any lower. Next we have Leon. If I can grab him, there we go. I'm putting him in tolerable. There's not much to him. We didn't really figure out much. The fact that he basically claimed that Sayaka attacked him and he defended himself, yet he ran out the room, got his toolkit to end the job, if that makes sense. So, not a great character, but he's also not the worst character. So that's why he's going intolerable. I feel like if he lasted a bit longer, he'd be higher. But the only thing I really remember about him is baseball. But actually, I want to be a rock star. That's all I really remember. Next, we have Mahiro. She's going in the Y. I don't really like her. I'm gonna admit it. She's not a get in the bin character for me though, because get in the bin are like the worst of the worst, and she's not. She was just very bland, and her whole personality was men. I don't like them. And also babysitting Hiyoko. So I don't really, again, I really don't have that much to say about her. I just didn't like her. And I guess that's fair. If I don't like her, I don't like her. Next we have Maki. Maki goes in Chef's Kiss. She, again, character progression, cold to being like warm. And the fact that she's called Maki and she fell in love with Kaito and she's just like a badass with, you know, being a ultimate assassin. There's no other place I could put her. I don't think I've met anybody that actually really dislikes Maki either. I think everybody basically loves her, so unanimous decision. Alright, Nagi. He's getting put there. If you don't know, as I said earlier, Nagi is just my favorite in the entire franchise. I just love him. And I know people are probably gonna be like, but he's so basic. Why choose the basic of basic? He's not, though. He's like the symbol of hope. And he's just, I don't know, my favorite. Why do I need a reason? I don't like my hero because I don't like my hero. I love Nagi because I love Nagi. That's my reasoning. Next we have Mikan. I'm putting Mikan in tolerable. To be fair, this is getting easier now where to put them. Mikan's intolerable. I felt bad for her because she was always sexualized and she was bullied. Even her hair is uneven because of people constantly cutting it and bullying her. But now it's like also knowing her, that like the way she turned in the third trial into like what the remnant of despair. It was not fun, and she also did my girl Ibuki dirty, as I said earlier. I know there's people out there who would die for Mikan though, and I rate it, I respect it, but she's a tolerable character for me. Next we have Miyu. I'm putting Miyu in decent. Again, a bit over-sexualized with all of her jokes and things. But she also did bring sort of like a lightheartedness to the V3 game. So I can't hate her really. There was times in the beginning I was like, ooh, why did they write this character? But at the end it's like, oh, I actually really like her now. So yeah, she's getting put there. Next is Uwada. I'm putting Uwada in either decent or tolerable. I'm gonna put him in tolerable because I do love his relationship with Chihiro. Chihiro? Who is that? Chihiro and Ishimaru, but I don't like his reasoning for unaliving Chihiro, as I said before. about the being basically jealous that Chihiro has a bigger will to actually change, rather than Ueda, who is still just this like wimp in his brother's shadow, as he basically calls himself. He did create the iconic meme of the Ueda butter though, but I don't really think I've ever met anybody who has Ueda as their favorite character either. Usually I do meet a lot of people like who has this and this person as their favorite. A lot of people love Gundam out there. I've realized that now. But for me, yeah, Ueda's going intolerable. Next, we have Mukuro. I don't, I don't, I'll put Mukuro in Y, even though Y doesn't make sense, but I don't want to put her intolerable. Mukuro is such a good character for the game in terms of the big plot twist. But in the anime, she's so weird. She's so weird. She's a dog to Junko, and it just felt a bit incesty, like she actually really did fancy Junko. But then in that little like game bit that you see at the, is it the end of the second game or the first game? It's like about Naegi and Mukuro, and Mukuro basically fancies Naegi. So that's also why it was weird to see in the anime that she was so on hands and knees for Junko, if you know what I mean. But yeah, she's a Y. Next is Nagito. Oh, this is hard because Nagito has so many fans, and I know everybody. So many people are probably gonna expect me to like go like that, and I don't want to. He's not my favorite. I'm gonna put him intolerable, and I know that probably hurts a lot of people. I thought he was such a fun character in terms of how much destruction he brought to the second game. My only thing is that I just got tired of him constantly going on about hope and despair. It was like cool to begin with, but that's all he would talk about. And yeah, that's why like people are probably gonna say, but why is Kokichi and Chef's Kiss? They are different to me, because I get it, Kokichi kept going like, because I'm a liar or something, but he never constantly went on about that, and you got to see like other bits about him, whereas Nagito was just hope and despair. I'm gonna get so much hate for that. Quickly moving on before anybody can really just digest. We have Nekomaru. Nekomaru is going indecent. I liked his little gags about the shit and whatnot, but again, you don't really find out much about him, so I can't put him in pretty good. Next is Peko. I'm putting Peko intolerable. Before, when I was little, should have went there, but now here. So I like Peko, but realizing again, like Mukuro, she is basically a dog to Fuyuhiko. But the only difference is Fuyuhiko try to be like, no, you're not just my tool, you're a person. That's the only reason why she's one step above Mukuro. Next we have Rantaro. He's hard. I'm gonna put him in Y, not because I don't like him, but he was in the game for like 2 seconds and he was mysterious, and then that was it. He was just gone. So, and then later on you find out he was like the ultimate survivor, was that the title? So he was cool, but again, he was just there for like 2 seconds. How can I really judge that? And I guess I've never played his free time events, so maybe that's my own fault. But no, I can't put him anywhere else because I don't really know anything about him. Out of all of the characters, like Leon, at least you got to find a lot more on about. Same with like, well, kind of imposter Togami. Whereas Rantaro, as like a first victim, there was like, you found out basically nothing. Next, we have Hiroshi. No, Hiroshi Ryoma. Is that his whole name? Hiroshi Ryoma. Sometimes I like question myself with names, but yeah, he's going in pretty good. He is such an underrated character, and I actually think he is one of my favorite characters. He's just the most realistic in terms of depression and whatnot, and he's just so adult-like compared to like everybody else, and he just really does repent on his entire character, and it does really become sad when you know he wanted to become this better person, and Kirumi comes in and goes, you said you wanted to be unalive, so I will do it for you. Right as soon as he found the resolve to become a better person. It would have been nice to see him as a survivor, but I also get why he wouldn't be, because it makes sense for that sort of plot point and to make us as the audience feel really bad for him. Next we have Sakura. Sakura goes in pretty good. She's just a queen, perfect, brilliant, so sweet, thinks about everybody else before herself. Maybe her selflessness got her into that position where she felt like unaliving herself was the only option, but still, she has to go in pretty good. Next, we have Sayaka. Sayaka... Sayaka goes in Y. No, she goes in tolerable. No, she goes in Y. I don't know why I'm so torn. I don't really like her. Well, that was easy. I don't like the way she manipulated everybody, and I get why, because she was so scared about her idol group being unalived by Monokuma that she felt like she had to escape to find out. But I don't know, I just really didn't like the way she manipulated everyone, especially Naegi. And that's it. That's all it really is. Next we have Shuichi. He goes in Chef's Kiss right after Naegi. Yeah, top 2 favorite characters of the entire franchise. They're quite similar, so that's probably why. Except like Naegi was never really like depressed like Shuichi in the beginning, but they both basically have the same like resolve and outcome at the end. So boom, easy, done. Sonya, I'm gonna put in Y. Her character is very much a big question mark. She didn't contribute a lot to the story, maybe besides the whole Gundam Soda arguing over her. But after that, like, there wasn't really much else that she contributed besides the fact she's like, I'm a princess, you know, and then her being a little true crime girly as well, which I respect. But no, there's not much. It's like she's kind of like a Kurumi, you know? Like, I want to know more about you, but there was never anything more said, you know? Next we have Tenko. I'm gonna put Tenko in decent. And I know, again, people are gonna be like, why are they not side by side? Mahiru and Tenko. Tenko had a bit more of a, what's the word? Progression. She actually tried to get closer to the men, because she basically realized she couldn't be like that, and also the way she cared about Himiko was really cute and whatnot. So yeah, I'm gonna put her in decent. Next we have this little fucker, Teru Teru. Get in the bin. What a pervert. Sexualizing Mikan so much. It's crazy. Just let the girl live. She's been through a lot already. Same with all the other women. Just leave them alone. And yeah, he probably would taste awful. And that sounds weird out of context, but I mean, because his execution is like deep fried teru teru. Next, we have Toko. I'm gonna put Toko in Y, because she is definitely not tolerable. In the first game, awful. In the Despair Girls, I loved her, but I'm basing this off of the first game. I didn't like her. She was so creepily obsessed with Togami. She didn't attribute much besides being like, oh, you all think I'm ugly and this and that, and not my type of character. I know some people love that sort of character, and I don't blame them. The only exciting thing about her is her little genocide or jack side, I guess. But after that, not for me. Next we have Smoogie. Smoogie is a get in the bin character. So obvious she was the mastermind. I'm so plain and I'm so boring. It was a bit too obvious in my opinion. The only cool thing about her was her changing into everybody's like outfits at the end, you know, from all the other games as well. But after that, no, not much I like about her. Next we have Imposter Togami. I'm gonna put him in, I don't know, tolerable. He added a lot to the plot, I get that, but as a character, he's just kind of like a question mark again, you know? But the only difference between him, like Kirumi and Sonya, is that obviously everybody thought it was actually Togami. So, a good plot point. And I think this is the final one. We have Yasuhiro. He is a Y. Why was he a survivor instead of Ishimaru? That is the question I ask myself all the time. He was just such a why is he there character, you know? I guess he was funny at times, but he was genuinely just the biggest dumbass. And yeah, sometimes it was just really not needed. So the only characters left are the ones from other games and the anime, and I don't think I'm gonna do them. I'll put Monokuma and Chef's Kiss, it makes sense. This thing and why. Is there any other ones I want to do quickly? This represents all the monocubs in Get in the Bin. And yeah, I think I'm pretty much done. I don't want to do Despair Girls because I only played that game once and I don't remember too much about it, whereas all the other games I've played like multiple times, so I do remember a lot more about them. So this is my tier list. Let me know if you agree, disagree, what you would change, what you wouldn't change. So yeah, this is it. Nagi's my favorite, and apparently the monocubs are my least favorite. Really makes sense. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. This video. And yeah, stay tuned for the next one. Bye bye!